Students, good morning. So today we are going to discuss about the level measurement. Level measurement will be possible by the different type of methods. Those methods are classified into different types as a direct method and indirect method. And these indirect methods are also classified into different types as hydrostatic pressure type and electrical method. Okay, so basically the selection of level measurement is very important. Selection of a level measurement is very important. So it influences both flow, pressure rates in a running process. And also upgraded level measurement give the precise values, and it is possible to reduce the chemical process variability. So finally, the value of high product we are going to consider, and reduce the cost, and less manpower will be required. Okay, so basic level measurement methods will be two types, direct and indirect types. So under direct measurement method, we have a different types: hook type level indicator, dip stick type, and side glass technique, float type technique, and dispenser level indicator. In indirect method, we have different types as hydrostatic pressure devices and electrical methods. Now let us see direct type methods. So this direct type method, in this direct type method, hook type level indicator is one of the direct method for level measurement. So there are one type of open tank by using direct scale with the limitation of parallax error. Okay, so this device is constructed from corrosion resistant alloys like stainless steel, and having a 1/4 of an 1/4 inch of diameter. It is constructed with U shape with a longer arm than the other. So the long arm is attached to the slider with a vernier scale, which is moves along with the main scale, which is showing the reading, and then short arm is pointed with a 60 degrees taper. So this device is pushed below the liquid surface and then raised up gradually till it is about to break through the level. So the rod is then clamped and level is read out from the scale. So directly we are going to measure the level on the scale. So here it is a graduated scale. This is a graduated scale which can be measured by the vernier calipers, clamping screw in the bottom, and also a taper point. Okay, so whenever this clamping screw will be opened, the liquid level is going to be raised, and then that is to be indicated by the graduated scale by the vernier caliper. So directly we are going to measure the level with this caliper scale. And one more method is dipstick method. So these dipstick are widely used for the quick and easy level measurement, and it is also hard to reach the different type of places here. Okay, so that is the limitation of this, and the design is very simple. They consist of a metal strip connected to a handle, and the handles are usually plastic or metal. The metal strip has making on it to indicate the liquid level. So dipstick is inserted into the container in which the level is to be measured. Then after that, a couple of minutes, the dipstick is revolved, that dipstick is removed, and the level can be read out of the making on the metal strip. If they are used properly, they can give very accurate reading. The main advantage of this dipstick method is it is a simple in design, and it is used easily. We can use, and the limitation is which is produce always operator's error and time consuming process. Okay, so this is a dipstick. while immersed into this dipstick will be immersed into the liquid. Directly we are going to measure this. So which is also one of the direct level measurement technique. Then a side glass type. So it is a continuous level indicating device attached to the tank or container whose fluid level needs to measure. It has a one type of glass in connection with the container. As the level in the container increases or decreases, the side glass simply read out the data on this scale. Okay, when you see this, this will be attached to the open tank, but in case of closed tank under differential pressure situations, the upper end of the side glass is connected to the top of the tank to maintain the pressure difference and avoid the wrong readings also. So it is normally used within a height of 900 mm with a maximum pressure of the 1000 psi. Okay, and the main advantage of this type of method, like side glass. So the main advantages are this is used as a one of the direct reading type of level measurement, and it is easy to operate. Whereas the limitations are also it cannot handle the extreme temperature fluctuations and pressure ranges, and sometimes viscous fluids may also clog to the glass surface. So overlapping gases are needed for long span. Then glass body makes it fragile. So while if you see this construction of side glass, this will be like this. So transparent tube will be attached here. Calibrated scale corresponding we are going to observe. So while changing the liquid level through this transparent tube, that level of the particular side glass we are going to compare with the scale. Then next and one more important level measurement is direct method. It is in this direct method, one of the important technique is float type. So this float type having so many advantages here in industrial purpose. A float is rest on the fluid, okay, and follows the change in the level. When the level increases, the float will be on the surface of the level, and it is also moving upward and downward. So the float movement is transmitted to the suitable readout meter. So in its simple design, the float is balanced by the counterweight, which moves a pointer as it moves up and down. So in accordance with the level. When the level increases, that float will be moving upward. When the level decreases, that float will be in downward. So it is capable that links the counterweight and float is normally stainless steel float or phosphor branch type float. So basically it's a one of the non-corrosive materials. Different types of non-corrosive materials are used for the float construction like a steel. With this float, it's a simple design, and the level between half foot to 60 feet can be measured. So the range of the float level measurement will be possible from half foot to the 60 feet can be measured. So that is the range of float type direct method for level measurement. So the float material can be attached to the magnet or hydraulic transmission system, where a bellow arranged there and monitor the pressure differences as the float moves and display it on a pointer scale. The range of this particular float type is accurately measuring up to 250 feet. Okay, so this float type is also considered as one of the direct method type of level measurement. So the main advantages of this float type is the floats are very low cost and reliable in design, high temperature range and long life because of choice of corrosion resistance element. Because the float is always non-corrosive materials will be used like stainless steel and phosphor bronze type. So limiting factors, it's a pressure dependency, and tank geometry is also one of the important factors, and only one based in non-freezing environment only. This float type is suitable for only non-freezing environment. So here if you see the construction, these pulleys are added with a counterweight, okay, and here the float is arranged with this, that float switch whenever you contact with this tank. So when the level increases, the float level is the float will be moving upward. Okay, so by taking this we can analyze the level. Then another technique in the direct method of level measurement is displacer type of indicator. So the operation of this displacer indicator is based on the simple buoyancy force, where a spring is loaded with a weighted displacer which are heavier than the liquid, and immersion of the displacer in the liquid finally, due to the buoyancy force changing to net force acting on the spring. The spring compresses as the buoyancy force increases. Once buoyancy force increases, that spring will be compressed. Okay, so based on the output skills and designs and displacer detectors, which are different types: magnetically coupled switch, torque tube type, diaphragm type, force bar type, diaphragm and force bar type, spring balancer type, flexible disc type, and flexible shift type. So whenever the displacer detectors are considered, these are classified into different types: magnetically coupled switch type, displacer indicator, and torque tube type, diaphragm and force bar type, as well as spring balancer type, flexible disc type, and flexible shift type. So these are the different types in displacer indicator. So their merits or advantages: it is high accuracy and reliable in clean fluids, and demerits or limitations of this type of technique is they are having a maximum with 3 meters of distance only. They are going to measure the level, and these are also high cost, and external heat supply to avoid external heat supply will be required to avoid the freezing. So if you see the displacer indicator type, these are the different type of displacer type. So here this will be immersed into the liquid, and also different schematic designs are there where the spring connections are connected here. Okay, so always we are going to measure easily the tank liquid level. The next one is indirect measurement method of level. So to measure the tank level, fluid level, we are going to take this indirect method. So these indirect methods of liquid level measurement, which are also classified into two types as hydrostatic and electrical. The hydrostatic methods are classified into different types as pressure gauge method, air bellow method, air purge system, and liquid purge system. And one more, electrical method, having the two different types as capacitance method and radiation method. Okay, now let us see hydrostatic type of indirect method for the level measurement. So this hydrostatic pressure of any liquid in open tank is given by this equation, that pressure P is equal to rho into H into Sg, where H is equals to P by rho into S of G. Okay, whereas rho is specific resistivity, right? P applied pressure here. Okay, then for the closed tank it will be different. That pressure P is equal to rho Hsg plus external pressure on the liquid. A pressure range is attached to the lowest level of the tank. Okay, another pressure gauge is fitted at a different level. So the known reference level and the static pressure is measured at a certain height. So the location of the pressure gauge should be chosen carefully, as difference in evolution will affect the readout. And the demerits of this particular technique: this instrument has to be mounted at a minimum level in the tank, and also inconvenient as the tank may at times be placed at elevated height than the control room. So these are the limitations or demerits of this particular method. Next one, if you see this construction of that, whereas we can consider the P is equal to rho GH, so total height of the tank. Okay, so this will be thread end sensor, and if you see this one of the sensor, these two will be compared, and the height of the tank is also an important factor here. And next one, air bellow type. It is also one of the hydrostatic type. So in this air bellow, so generally what is the purpose of bellow? Which will be expanded when you apply the pressure there. Okay, otherwise it will be compressed. So where positioning the indicator at the datum points is not a convenient, air bellow method is employed. So it has a bellow element connected to the pressure indicator. Air is sealed in the cavity in the bellow, and pressure indicator will be arranged there. Okay, with empty tank, air is uncompressed, which is indicate the zero. As the level rises, the liquid head flexes, the bellow compresses, and the air above the bellow creating a pressure marked on the pressure indicator. Okay, now let us see the construction of hydrostatic type air bellow method. Here tank is there. Okay, so tank will be connected with a valve. This bellow is arranged here. Okay, whenever the valve is open, that liquid or fluid will be flowing this. Then this bellow will be compressed. Automatically, the range of the pressure will be indicated there. So when the liquid level decreases, and that will be normal. That will be coming to the normal. Bellow condition will be coming to the normal. Next, hydrostatic method under with the air purge type. So air purge or bubbler tube is suitable for the all liquids. So it comprises a hollow tube inserted into the tank. There are two connections. One is to the air regulator, and second is to the pressure gauge. A bubbler is connected to the air supply for visual checking. Okay, when there is no liquid in the tank, the air passes out without any pressure into the atmosphere, and meter will reach the zero. But as the level increases, the air suffers the tank pressure proportional to the depth, and this is recorded into the different type of recorders. Normally, fluid for purge fusion is air, but if it reacts, then other fluid like carbon dioxide or nitrogen are also chosen. So the main advantages are it is suitable even for corrosive liquids also, and the pressure gauge may be placed at a far distance from the tank. So here this is the construction or block diagram of this air purge. So liquid level, the tank liquid level is going to be increases or decreases. Hollow tube will be placed there, and the pressure indicator will be indicated, and the level which is to be recorded. So air flow control by the valve, and air supply giving from this direction. Okay, then liquid purge. So liquid purge is also same as that air purge. We will see such type of method in the next class also.